early for the live, but I'm live now. So I'm just trying to see, like, okay. So let me hear you. What? Wait, let me turn my computer up. Okay, say it again. Oh, I don't hear you. Okay, say it again. Hmm. I don't. Okay, Booby, if you're still in here, can you tell me if you? Hey, Alanette Burrs, how you doing? I'm just trying to test my mic. Sweat, let me hear you say something again once. Can anybody in the chat, Booby, can you hear Surette talking? Let me know if you can hear me talking. Let me know if. Oh, you probably right here. Okay, your face is not on there. Is your face on there? Yeah, the camera is black here. Let me see. Hmm. I didn't know if it was black because I had it black or black because you had it black. I can hear you, but not Surette. Now that's weird. Huh, let's see. Mute the mic. I didn't mute your mic. Your mic is not muted? Or your end is not muted? Okay, hold on one second. I did something with audio avatar. Hold on, let me see. Audio. What was I under? Dang it. Audio avatar. What was I just under that when I? Okay, let me see if I put that back on because that's the only different thing I did. Okay, let me see. Can you let me hear you? Nope, I can't. Booby, can you hear it now? I only hear no face. I don't know why I can't. I have my Well, they're saying I have mine up, but they said they can't hear you either. I can see you, but and then that's a okay issue in itself because that's the point I wanted to have a banner up. So that means this layout that I'm doing is not working as a banner. Let me see something once. If I change the layouts while you're up here. So now you're no longer up here. Nope, I can't hear you on my computer. Nope, they just said they could just see your face. And now they can't see your face. Now, do you have your camera on right now? Put it on once. Let me see if you're. Let me see. Put your camera back on. Let me see if you'll be on the screen. Okay, no. So you won't be on the screen, but we have to figure out why we can't hear you though. Now that's weird. I never had a problem with. Oh, okay. Saret said probably because I'm on the phone with her. Okay, let's see. Now we can see it. Okay, let's see. Say something else, Saret. Do I have you removed? Wait. No, you're on here. So you can't I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Do you think you need to leave and come back because you're on the phone with me? Okay, she's gonna leave and come back. Okay, let's see who we got in here. Lynette came in, say good evening, everyone. Hi, Lynette. I can hear. Okay, you can hear. Okay, yeah. I'm just trying to get this up here, y'all, because y'all know with people taking people channels by poor bombing and everything, and just in case somebody might want to come up, I'm just trying to learn how to do the banner so I won't have to bring them actually on here. Mm. Let me see. Say something this way.
Hello?
Now I can hear you, but now hold on. Okay, let me hear you say something, Sweat.
Hey.
Good, that's the banner. I guess I'll just have to be on here. So now your face is backstage, but nobody can see you. Okay, so that's what I have to do, like that main layout. Okay, thank you, Sweat.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Okay, sorry, y'all. I had to figure it out. I had to figure it out. Let me see. Now we can see. Okay, we got it. Okay, so we're just waiting for a couple of more people to get in here, or we'll probably start. Y'all know I'll start with one. I don't care about that. So let me just grab the chat on a different phone. I always tell y'all I have 5 people now who are blocked on my channel. I don't know why they're blocked on my channel. We can't figure it out. They can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. And I'm just gonna go to my phone on another one of my channels, and then I can see everybody. That's the way I ensure that I can see everybody who's in the chat. Boom, I'm glad you made it. Okay, let's see. Booby, did you see the thumbnail? Hey, Caitlin. Booby, did you see the thumbnail? Okay, let me get that. I need to share it. Dang, I should have shared it when I was in the. Booby, did you see the thumbnail? Hold on a second. Let me go back and Darius, you made it. So I'm so happy. What's good, chat? Hold on, Darius. I'm just trying to go to my other channel so I can try to share it out before we get started. I'm so happy that you actually made it. Man, Darius, I've been trying to tell people because a lot of time content creators feel like if you're not a subscriber, you got to be a troll. And I'm like, that's not true. Like Friday and Saturday, I met a lot of good people on this chat. And they were not trolling. They were literally probably scrolling to get into a chat and ended up being like some really good people like yourself. Flyboy, Carl. You remember those people in the chat that night, Darius? Okay, hold on 1 second. My sister said, hi, Darius. Yes, my child is handsome. Yes. Okay. How do I? Okay, let me share it because y'all know I keep talking and forget what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, let me tell them to come into the chat. Okay, then I got to get back in the other page. A lot of stuff I could get done before I come on here, y'all, but I have to go live first before I can like go into sharing it. So let me share it on this page and hopefully we'll get a couple of people from over here. Let's see. How are y'all? How's your day been? I hope y'all got a chance to catch my live that I did earlier on why people don't want to see you heal. That was a really good live. So if y'all could go ahead and make sure you catch that replay. Hey, guys, how you doing, guys? I'm glad to see you in here. Okay, let me see who we got in here. Darius said, I'm subscribed. Hey, sis. Yes, Darius. Goddess said, hey, Queen, mods in chat. Thanks for coming in. Goddess, let me put this right here so I can see these comments closer. So yes, if y'all didn't catch the live I did earlier about why people don't want to see you heal, make sure y'all catch that live, okay? Darius, can you let me know? I just remember that somebody in the chat, I couldn't remember who, and I didn't go back to like read the transcript. Can you remember who decided on this topic? Because the topic didn't come from me. So I literally, like I said earlier, literally, if I come up with topics, but it's either if somebody else comes up with the topic or if I have a question in my head about something. It doesn't have to be anything that I already know about. If I don't know about it, I go find out about it. And then when I find out about something, I usually want to share whenever I find out. So that's usually how I come on here, like after I try to research and get some answers to it so I can share the information with you guys. So yes, I don't know if Darius remembers because Darius was in the chat that night. Kayla, can you remember? Darius, my nephew Darius just left. I named him. Yes, I remember you said that, Kayla. Kayla, can you remember Friday night who wanted this topic? Somebody put in the chat midlife crisis and men, and I didn't like screenshot it. Well, whoever it was a male that was in the chat. I can't remember. It was Friday night. I was telling he was new to the channel. I was telling him about the men's room that I have over here, and he dropped a topic, and I told him I got him. And so I just went and got some of the information that I think that might be something that we could all use and in our own lives, and then we're gonna take it from there. That's what I normally do when it's a topic that I'm not sure about. I'm always willing to go get the information. Okay. So, okay, we have 5 people in the chat. I think that is a go. I always say 1 is a go. So 5 people for sure in the chat is a go. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. After this live, you'll have an opportunity to hype this live up. After this live is processed, it may take a couple hours. You can come back in the comment section, scroll left, and you'll see a hype button. Every subscriber to YouTube, which you guys are subscribers, even if you're content creators, you get 3 hypes per week. So I'm asking that you share one of your hypes with this video and hype this video up. And what that does is push the video out into the algorithm for small content creators who have subscribers, 500 to 500,000. So they consider those small content creators. Let me see. I remember the topic, but not who. Okay. Yes, I can't remember either. Okay, so yes, y'all, we're about to start this topic because I already had y'all on here earlier, and I got to come back live again tonight. So, like, I don't want to keep y'all too long. I'm about to take this banner down. Let me take this banner down right quick. Okay. All right, so I am going to drop the link again. If anybody wants to come up, they can come up. So let me drop that again before I get started. Let's see. Wait, hold on. StreamYard looks a little different from what I used to always use it, so I got to get used to stuff. Oh, no, paste. Because it's just a little bit different. Let's see. Darius said, you remember the little girl? Hey, Carl, yeah, was flirting. Yeah, it was you, but Friday was good. I was just flicking through these weird people, and you were the first sane person. Oh my God. Okay. So Darius, it was you that requested this topic. Okay, good. I'm glad that it was you because you're here. Good. So, and you said that you were coming back, and you did. So, thank you so much. Y'all welcome Darius. Darius is new over here. He is one of the people that I say is more sane too, because like when I go to those nighttime lives, if I do a live after 9:00, there's no peace. Like literally, the live that I did earlier, not one new person came into the live. So when I do those night lives, they come from everywhere. They will say something, anything, and because I don't do a topic at that time. It's just me trying to get to know the chat, see if we vibe with the personalities, and to see if they want to subscribe and come to the channel. So this before this earlier when I did that live, it was pretty much clear. I'm thinking this is on StreamYard, so this will be pretty much clear. But when I go live tonight at about 10, 11 o'clock at night, they're gonna be cutting up again. I already know that. I'm ready for them. Hey, Corey, I'm glad you're here. Corey is in the building also. So we got 2 males in the building so far. I am super excited. Okay, 2 is real good. I'm always happy for 1, but 2 is real good. If we get any more, that's good. Okay, Kayla said, hey, Corey. So I am gonna. Did I drop the link already? Yeah, drop the link. So if anybody wants to come up during the conversation, y'all can come up. If you feel like it's too much typing or whatever, it doesn't matter, male or female, y'all can come up. Okay, so we're about to talk about midlife crisis. Now, this is another topic like earlier. It's not when I talked about why people don't want to see you win. I didn't know why people don't want to see you win. I'm looking like, yeah, why don't they want to see us win? Let's get that research. Let's see what they say about what it says about the person or the person that they're not wanting to see heal. What does that say about them? So we like laid that out. I think that was a good live. And now we're back with another topic. You know, I don't know about midlife crisis in men, so I had to get the information, and hopefully the information hits home with the men who are in the chat. Y'all can let me know if y'all say, okay, that sounds about right, or if you're not at that place, but you can feel what I'm saying, that when you're in your midlife crisis, if you feel like these are some tools that you can use to help you through it, then let me know. Okay, let me see. Darius said, chat come back at 10. It gets great. Oh, he said, chat, y'all come back at 10 because it get greasy. Y'all, they be giving me a run for my money, but they just don't be doing. I can give people a run for their money too. So they be catching the wrong one, but they gotta come and find that out. So we'll see if y'all end up want to come back. That's fine, but I really do use that time. I might play like a little couple games, or something like that while I'm doing that engagement in the chat. But we really just use that time to get to know each other. Okay, so midlife crisis and men. And Kayla laughing because Kayla be there. Okay, let me drop this link one more time just so it won't be so far up when we get started. Okay, so I welcome everybody back to the men's room. Y'all, we haven't had a men's room live in a long time now. It got to be at least what? Maybe 2 months. We were doing it every Monday, but the men were kind of like, remember I told you I went from like 49% male audience, then it went down to 20% because I got a whole bunch of other subscribers, and I guess the majority of them were women, and so it went down to 29%. I was like, man, where's my men? So it's starting to go back up now. Let me see. It's starting to go back up now, so I'm happy about that. And while it's still up, I want to make sure that I take the opportunity to cater to the men and keep y'all engaged over here and have topics that y'all would be interested in. Okay, so that's what I want to do. Let me see. Sweat said, I'm here and listen to everyone. Okay. Sweat said she's here. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about something like a lot of men experience, but don't always want to talk about it, like the midlife crisis period. So I don't know. Are there any men in the chat that feel like they are or are not comfortable with speaking about, or normally are they? I hope y'all want to be real open over here, but normally are y'all not really fast to want to talk about this topic? Give me a yes or no. Like yes, you're open to talking about it normally in your regular life, or no, you normally don't like to really get on the subject of it. Y'all let me know that in the chat. Okay, so I explained to y'all that I had a subscriber who was Darius. It was Darius. I'm so happy Darius made it back here, who said that he wanted the topic on midlife crisis in men. So yes. Thanks for that, Darius. You already been so active in the channel. Like literally, you just subscribed, you dropping topics, and you back here. I applaud you for that. And Corey is here. Corey is a member. Thanks, Corey, for being a member. He's been a member for a while now. He just renewed his membership, and he is a great supporter too. And he's been really good for our men's room over here. So, okay, what is the phrase? The actual phrase, midlife crisis. What does anybody want to tell me, or you just want me to tell you what it is? Or maybe I'll just tell you. But drop in the chat while I'm talking if you want to give what you think midlife crisis and men, like what that really means. But the phrase midlife crisis can really shake a man's confidence, the purpose, and even the relationship. So, like, what is it? Is it different for every man? Like maybe one man might be having an issue with aging, another one might be having an issue with where he feels like he is in life. Like whatever it is, or where what his purpose is, all of his spirituality. It could be all of that that can cause him to have a midlife crisis. Okay. So we're going to attempt to like break down what it is and why it happens and how to turn it into a growth instead of chaos in your life. Because some people can't stand to see a man in midlife crisis come their way. So like maybe we'll be able to like break down some things that can make us understand as women and even the men. Like y'all might not even know what's going on with y'all. So hopefully y'all can learn something from it too. Let me see. Corey said, "Tell us." Yes, I agree. I agree with that. Yes. Okay. So, have y'all ever seen or felt somebody go through the stage? Like, is it anybody who knows personally somebody who was in a midlife crisis? If you know somebody, or if you feel like you've been in one, even if you're no longer in it. Like, have you ever been in it? Like, how many people we have where this is like already touching their life? I want to know. So let's go. While y'all dropping that, I'm gonna just let y'all know. Okay, midlife crisis usually hits between the ages of, now this was shocking, 35 and 55. Those are the years that are considered midlife crisis. And I thought 35 is kind of young for a midlife crisis, but I guess if you're trying to get out of the mindset of a 20, 25-year-old, hit your 30s, maybe so. But the age range is usually 35 to 55. Now, what I'm hoping, because y'all know I'm not dating right now, but when I date, I'm hoping that that means if the person is 55, now they have already went through whatever they're gonna go through and have like everything, healed and sorted out, and they won't be still trying to be in the middle of a midlife crisis. That's what I'm hoping. Um, Caitlin said, "I'm getting there. You getting there? Then okay." So it's the moment where you start questioning your career, your choices, and your purpose. So when you start thinking like, oh, I should be here in my career, what your purpose is, what career you chose, all the things that like you might have chose a career that was really good for your young body, but now you enter your old body and that's not feeling the same. All of that. So it's the moment where you start questioning it. Did I make the right decision? Do I have to start all over and try to do something else that is more conducive to my age and me aging? Um, Oh, you say, oh, you're getting there. Oh, to your age range. Okay, okay, okay. I see what you said, Caitlin. Darius said, I think it's just when you're not where you want to be. Could let me see. Okay, Corey's coming up. Hey, Corey.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. Now your picture is on here. This is weird. Oh, okay, because I don't have a banner. Okay, there we go. Because well, I'm you fine. But when somebody else come up, if I don't know them, then we're gonna put the banner up. But Darius said he thinks it's just where you're not where you want to be. It could be when you don't get or have a lady that you want, the kids you might want, like if you don't have kids yet or if you wanted more kids, um just being alone, he said, and maybe possibly having no family or friends. Darius kind of summed it up.
It could be death in the
Yeah,
family, or it can be a death of a friend, like a homeboy, somebody that you was close to, or it can be
yeah,
a death of a wife. Because us
right,
men, we do go through a lot, especially in relationships.
right.
Losing a woman that you love and thought she was the person for you, and they
Yeah,
tricked you, and then you going through a lot, what I'm saying, trying to
right,
heal. Your heart is broken, or you lost one of your best friends. Your
right,
heart is trying to heal because you're not going to see them no more, and you got to adjust to that.
right,
And us
exactly.
men need like comfort. What I'm saying, we need somebody that's going to be there, and sometimes we don't have people to
Yeah,
comfort us because we got to suffer. But the thing is, we have to turn to God for strength,
mhm, right,
because
exactly,
if you don't have that support, you're gonna go through a midlife crisis unless
exactly,
God is there for you. You reach out to God and say, Lord, remove this pain, remove
right,
these troubles from me. Because
yeah,
it's a midlife crisis, just like having the flu.
okay,
You don't want to do nothing. You
Yeah.
don't want to be bothered with nobody. You think
Mhm.
the world is against you. You think that nobody want to be with you.
Right.
You know, you always saying, why this have to happen to me? And when you're going through the midlife crisis, you can't you can't move forward to be with anybody because you haven't healed.
Right. Right.
Or
So
you can't do anything, just to go further, be around friends at a party. You go
yeah.
be around the friends at a party, you're not feeling it.
Yeah.
You're an outsider, because you still got that pain on the inside and you still going through that midlife crisis. But the only way you can get through that midlife crisis is you have to pray to God and give it to Him.
Right. Right.
And I'm
So do
just
you
keeping it
think
100.
so? Like men, probably you saying like men when they hit that state, and if they're able to acknowledge it, because a lot of men don't know what's going on. They don't know why they're feeling so different. So that's the time where they should be trying to like
A,
seek
a,
healing.
a lot of us men be in denial.
Okay. Yeah.
Denial is one of our biggest problems because we have pride. We
Right.
think we're macho men, but when we go behind those closed doors, those four corner walls in the room
Right.
when we're alone,
Yeah.
we're crying and we're wondering why me, why me? And some of us
Right.
have breakdowns. Some of us can't even take it. Some of us even try to take our life. You
Oh,
know,
real life crisis. Wow.
some
Why
of them
is
take
that
their
shit
life
freezing you?
because some people like they can't handle it. I ain't got her no more. Some dude got her this and that. I don't want to live life no more. Or
Right.
somebody died that I don't want to live life. I don't want to be here no more.
Right.
Or you
Yeah.
lose your daughter or your son not talking to you, and it's
Mhm.
depressing you and stressing you out, and then they send you through a midlife crisis. You
Right.
know,
And that's we got to
I
be more
mean,
compassionate knowing that this thing is happening to men, because we want y'all to be strong, be able to like provide and be tough and all that, but y'all be going through a lot of stuff too.
it's a lot of men now. As you look on the news, a lot of men killing their wives, a lot of men killing their girlfriends for no reason. A lot of
Yeah.
men's killing themselves. A guy just blowed his brains out the other day. It's a lot of men going through a lot,
Right.
especially us black men. I'm not prejudiced, but us black men have a lot on us, especially
Yeah.
with the current administration we have right now. But I ain't gonna go out to that. But I'm just saying, us men got a lot on us, and with us having the support of a woman, we got to have a real woman um by us. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hmm. Yeah. Your mic okay, Corey? I think something wrong with Corey Mike. But another definition of how we can determine if somebody is having a midlife crisis is some men feel restless. Some start chasing youth, or they can like change overnight. So like they may want to start dressing younger, having a younger hairstyle, like anything, try to identify with their younger self to try to get back on top of the way that they normally feel, those to hide those feelings where they really are, while they're dealing with the midlife crisis. But it's not all about like a car or a new relationship. It's about like searching for meaning. Searching for meaning. This is a time where men are usually searching for meaning, even if it's in a relationship. They can be with someone already and still go through a midlife crisis. So, let's talk about what happens in a midlife crisis. What actually happens in that? An identity shift happens, right? An identity shifts where like your kids are grown, your career is steady, and you start to ask, now what? Like, okay, you've been on your job for all of these years, your business is going good, no more children, now what? Like, what's the next thing? Then you can have some regret, feeling like time has slipped away or goals weren't fully reached. Like your time has been, you feel like your time is limited at this point. All of the goals and aspirations you had are not being achieved. So you start to feel some regret on how you some steps you took in your earlier life to set you where you are now, right? Then you feel the pressure that society pushes to be strong, successful, unbothered about everything. We always pressure the man. Just be strong. Whatever's going on, just be strong. You need to be successful. So if you had maybe a poor education, you weren't able to get that job. Anyway, you're supposed to be figuring it out to be successful. Even when you had the education, you had a job and that job failed or that business failed, regardless, the society will tell you still need to be successful. You're a man, and that you should be unbothered by the pressures that you have. Like, don't let that get to you. You're a man. Suck it up, right? That's what we project onto men all the time. And another is fear. They have a fear of time during this midlife crisis, a fear of time, realize that more years are behind them than in front of them. So the fear of that person being 55, knowing that at about 65, 75, for sure they won't be able to do the things that they're doing right now. It could just be simply a fear of that, right? Darius said, I agree with Corey on heartbreak. Okay, because I was heartbroken before. Never spoke about it because I was raised to move on. So I buried myself in work till I didn't care anymore. It was my fault and I regret it. Yes. Yes, Darius. So it's so funny when we're on this, not funny, but it's so um breath refreshing. It's so refreshing to hear the men, when we have the men's room, actually speak on the things that women sometimes just think that men are already just so strong through, that they don't stop and have the same uh hurdles that women do, when they actually do. We always get men over here to actually say yes, they do too. So that's good to hear you saying that you acknowledge that that's what was going on, what you did to cope with it, recognizing your regret, and then you can start your healing journey and move on from that. Smith said, welcome everyone to his Grandma's World. On the panel was Corey. Corey, I think, had a problem with his mic. Okay, so which one do you think hit men the hardest? The regret, the boredom of trying to, say, okay, the kids are gone. Like, what next type of person attitude about the whole thing, or fear of time itself? Which one do you think? Which one would you say hits men the hardest? Which one would y'all say? Which one would you say hits men the hardest? Y'all drop in the chat. Hi Tasha. You catch the replay? Okay. All right. So let's talk about the emotional side. What men won't say. Some men won't say. Corey is real outspoken. We know Corey has always been really outspoken over here. And Darius definitely seems to know what he want to say, how he wants to say it, and to put it in the chat. That's what I learned about him already. Let me see, my phone went out. Yeah, your phone went out. Okay, so she's speaking. What are the options? I would say, which one do you think hits men the hardest? Their regret, or like their simple boredom of like having time on their hands where the kids are gone, all those things, or the fear of time, more time behind them than they have in front of them? Which one do you think might hit the hardest? Okay, so when we talk about the emotional side, what men won't say, what some men, I want to say men, what some men won't say. Okay. A lot of men don't feel seen or appreciated, period, which is one of the reasons why I love to have the men's room over here, because I need for them to know that we appreciate them and that we see them. So I don't know if they get a chance to talk in, I don't know how many other kind of spaces, but I do want to incorporate that over at Gamma's World, because we do love our men and understand and acknowledge their place in this world. And so we want to let them know that if you don't have any other avenues to speak on topics like this, you can always come over here, drop a topic like Darius did, and come over here and say what you need to say, like with no judgment. We might ask some questions to try to get an understanding, but no judgment, thinking that your answers or experiences should be anything other than what they already are, right? Okay, so the emotional side, what men won't say, also that they compare themselves to younger guys. Like a lot of men, I don't know if they'll actually come out and say that. A lot of men, yeah, you got to be a very secure man to like come out and say that. Like literally, I compare myself to younger guys. If I see them with a hairstyle and I see them with a certain swag that's in the 2025, I kind of try to tap into that for my own self so that I can feel connected to my youth. Okay, so I don't know. Newer opportunities on social media. They want those. They want to have those the newer opportunities that's on social media. Let me see what Darius is saying. Corey said true. Hold on. Kayla said they regret. Maybe you think regret. Okay. Corey said true. Kayla said we really do. Yes, we put a lot on them. Yes, we love our men, Saret. Absolutely. Darius said I only felt regret because I didn't know I liked her so much. Yes, so she was gone. And that happens to people in a relationship all the time, male or female. So that happens a lot. It says, I'm sorry, it's easy to get ladies to me, but hard to find the one you really like. Oh, I said, what was that? I was talking. I wasn't talking. I was watching something, and it was saying how. Dang, did I say that? It was saying how men can go through so many women, but if they do not like you, like it's almost like not having not a female at all. They can have 10 of them lined up, but if they don't really like you, that it's no feeling there. It's no feeling. And I had this conversation with my nephew the other day too, and he is just like at this point in his life, he is ready to get married. And we never thought he never thought he would get there. We never thought he would get there. And like now he's talking about marriage and saying how he is so thankful that he finally found his fiance that he loves everything about. Now, he's not saying this for her information. He's talking to his aunt, somebody he's talked about with this sort of thing all his life. That we had already decided you just gonna be doing what you're doing for the rest of your life. And he is saying no, like I'm done with it. It's not worth it. I respect her too much. I want to be with her, and she absolutely gives me all that I need. She covers all grounds, and that is just like a wonderful thing when you can find somebody to do that. There he is. If you feel like that person was that person, I hate that you let it go. I don't know. I always try to tell people you never know what might happen in the future, but you never know if something was just not meant, and you may where you thought everything was in that person. Hopefully, you'll find somebody who's that and more. Okay, let me see. Caitlin said 100. There's yes. We appreciate y'all. Corey said, those men appreciate us, and I love that. Darius said, that's awesome. Threat said, Darius said, I'm 44 and more attracted to mature women, and that doesn't mean you need to be my age, right? Yeah, when you get older, you try to see like what your. Yep. Where is Pooh? I know. He works, so I don't be asking him to like stop on the lives because he is serious. When he gets home from work, he has his family time. He is serious about getting with Nita. They really digress. You know, they get together and talk about their days. So like 6 o'clock is kind of a busy time in the household. So I didn't even ask him. He knew I use his picture for the thumbnail. So if you want to pop in, he'll pop in. Okay, so how does it affect relationships? Let's talk about how it affects relationships. Partners notice changes, pulling away, being quiet, or suddenly wanting something new. Okay, so like if you're in a relationship and you see that man like starting to just like pull away from stuff that was not a thing, or like just being real distant and quiet, like really want to make some sudden changes and things, there might be some things that you can pick up on to let you know what's happening with that midlife crisis. Um, Sometimes it's not rejection, it's just confusion or loss of direction. Like the female will automatically start thinking, oh, it must be somebody else, or oh, like thinking that it's something that he's trying to do, but it don't mean that he's even able to put those thoughts together as to what's happening to him. So he can simply just be confused at that time. He can be confused about what's going on. A loss of direction is hard for some men to actually come out and feel. We talked about vulnerability in men before, and so it's hard for them to just come out and be vulnerable about their feelings. And it takes like a special person for them to be with. And even if it's a family member or like a relative or in an intimate relationship, like I said, they can have a lot of females lined up, but if they don't feel vulnerable with you, it's going to be hard for them to have these conversations with you. So you might not know what's going on because they don't feel like they can share that kind of information with you. Or you just used to, or you just use this. Oh yeah, I told him though. Yep. Yes. Okay. So communication breaks down because men often can't find the words. So then that's where you say the communication is not the same. All of this stuff where it's not that he doesn't want to communicate. He may or may not know how to communicate that. Like this is new. Like they haven't had midlife crisis several times. Like they only hit this stage. It's a new stage. So a lot of times they don't know what to do with it. So yeah. So communication breaks down because the men often just simply don't know what to say. The lady, okay, so for the ladies in the chat, have you ever seen a man go through this phase, and like how did it affect things in your relationship if you were in a relationship with them, or if you know if it was a family member and you saw them going through this, um have you seen that phase through them, and did it affect things even with the relationship you might have with a family member? I don't know. It could affect family members too. Sometimes they don't know how to come to us. Yeah, they don't know how to come. Like they don't want you feeling like question their manhood or nothing like that, or they don't want you thinking like, oh, he old or all that. They're already trying to having a hard time embracing their age sometimes. So yes, there he said, I regret more than I regret more that I hurt her. I was taught. Let me say, I was taught whoever loves more is the loser. Now that's a whole different topic. That's a whole different topic. Like men sometimes are taught like if you love them so much, you're like a wuss. All of this, like they downplay your feelings by saying that you shouldn't be trying to love a female more than they love you. So I get that, Darius. Men get that a lot. They get that a lot. So the thing about it is that for men, they need to try to turn that crisis like into a growth. It's actually, I feel like once I got all the information, I was like, okay, so this is really a growth period for them. So turning the crisis into growth. Instead of a crisis, think of it as a wake-up call. Like I said, my nephew thought he would just always be for the streets, but he just said he had basically a wake up call. Like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's not worth it. It's not giving me anything. It's not feeding into me. It's not giving me purpose. It's not allowing me to build all of that. All of it, it looks like it's good, but it's really breaking me into a million pieces where I can be whole in one place. So unless you think you want to be in that type of relationship or something, if you swing it like that or whatever. But if you're a person who just wants to be with one person, you figure out later on in life when it comes to like a having multiple relationship aspect of it that it's not worth it, and you have a wake-up call. Even your a business can be a wake-up call. If you work for this job all these years and it's shaky and they keep threatening your employment, and you've been thinking about this business and you didn't go out there and do it, at that point it might be your wake-up call that I gotta go all out. I gotta at least try to make this business work, because them jeopardizing my livelihood is not a good feeling for me, right? um Let me see. K-pop said, wow, Darius. Yes. Okay, so it can also be a time to reconnect spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Like this is the part you can say, you know what? Let me like really speak to God about this, see where I should be. Let me pray on this situation, get your mental together, like doing so. Like if you need to go see a therapist or if you need to talk to somebody, but getting your mental together about it and getting your emotions together, learning ways, tools you can use to keep your emotions intact. Okay, that's up to you to figure out how to get those things situated so you won't have to have such a hard time going through this if it's automatic. I don't know. I didn't look up if it's automatic. I wonder, do some men go through this and some not? I don't know. Some ways that you can do that. You can like I said, you go to therapy, you can journal. Like I love when men journal. I don't know a lot of men that journal. I really don't. I don't know. I think it's more women that journal than men. I'm just taking a guess. I don't know. I didn't look at those statistics. But journaling and getting back to your purpose. So if it was something you loved to do when you were younger and you just slacked off of it for no reason, like get back to what your purpose is. Try to build something lasting, not to prove to yourself, but to find yourself. Like not to make a point, I can do this, I can buy this car, I can do this, I can have this female. No, but to find yourself is going to be important, and not to try to project that feeling you have onto something material or something in your life where you can like deflect on what the issue is, but to actually find yourself in it. Okay. So I said yes. Okay, so if it's any man still in the chat, if Derry's still here, if Corey is still here, if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be? Tie it into like what we're talking about. If you could give your younger self just one piece of advice, what would it be? I got 9 sisters, so our communication game is good. Yes. I was just being reckless. Yep. Sometimes that's what it is. And not appreciating who she was. I think I was just emotionalist. Oh, okay. Oh, I hate to hear that. Dear. I hate when I do not like to hear men having to go through being with somebody they really like to be with, and then having to realize that they lost them due to something they could have changed. But I don't know. I just try to think of it as if it's meant, it'll come back. But if it wasn't meant, you have something better. You got to think that because you don't want to stay in that place. So you got to pick either or. I'm going to pursue it to see if I could correct my wrong, or I can take that as God doing his work and there's something better for me. I just had to work on myself. And so while I'm working over here, he's working in my good and I'll have something even better. Let me see. Nice sisters. Yes, if you got a lot of sisters, my nephew, he was around a lot of women. So it was my sister, my mom, me, like that. So we talked like we were bros when he was younger. So he really didn't have somebody to talk to. To this day, if he have questions about something, he know. And he has female friends that he can talk to too. He has always had female friends that are just friends, and he can really like ask them questions and really try to dig deep. So he is like a really deep thinker when it comes to relationships. Like he does that well. He knows exactly how to go about satisfying a female through their brain, what they need to hear, what his position needs to be, how his actions should be, all of that. So yes, when you have females in your life, you really have an advantage of that. So we got to remember that in midlife isn't the end; it's just a checkpoint, like a time where you can check yourself and see exactly where you are, evaluate where you are, and start making some intentional moves in your life. So it don't have to be like, oh my God, it's a midlife question, midlife crisis. It can literally be your wake up call. Every man has a right to evolve without shame. Like, I don't know, some men are in spaces where their bros or whatever are all, they never give them the chance to be vulnerable and talk about some sort of some conversations. But every man has a right to evolve, whether you do it behind closed doors or out in the front. Know that you have that right. So you should not be shamed about it. Like, it's a whole topic. It's a whole phrase, midlife crisis, meaning most men go through that. So like, it's nothing to even be ashamed of. Is what you have to go through. So if you're in that space, give yourself grace. Make sure you give yourself grace and try to work through it in the most positive way you can. And like, how long can y'all not hear me? Did y'all hear me? Did y'all hear me say how we could turn it into growth? Y'all didn't even say nothing all that time, and I'm just talking. Did y'all hear me talk about how we could turn it into growth? Let me see what part y'all ended on. Hold on. What you did to cope with the. Hold on. Try to project that feeling. So our communication game is good. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know why it went out. To go through being with somebody that really likes to be. Okay. He's working at my good, and I'll have something. Okay, I don't know. It just jumped off there. I thought it had been off for a while. So you don't have to make sure you give yourself. Okay. Okay, there. Okay. All right. Let me figure out where I was. Okay, I was saying for the women. Now, can y'all hear me now? Put a one in the chat if y'all can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Yes, you can hear me now. Okay, good. Okay, Darius said, I will tell my younger self not to be so cocky so I can recognize what's in what's in my life. That would have prevented. Well, okay, we would want to think that probably would have helped you in that situation. But like I said, Darius, you never know. But the best thing when things happen in our life like that we learn from our mistake. Okay, we have to learn from our mistakes. So, okay, so for the women in the chat, I want to talk about that for a minute. Saying like giving some ways that we can assist these men in that. It could be a father, well, probably not a father, but a brother, a cousin, or somebody in your relationship, anybody like that. So let's see what we can do, because the midlife crisis doesn't just affect the men, it affects everyone connected to them sometimes. So we got to figure out as women, or maybe even some men, how can we support each other to help y'all get through this? So it could be confusing or hurtful when a man you love suddenly starts to like act different. We know that, right? So you got to think about, how can I be a positive in this situation, because you don't want that to turn into a negative and you lose your whole relationship just because they were going through a phase. And I bet you a lot of people get divorces based on men being in a phase in their lives and the women not being able to understand, the man not being able to communicate it, and then bam, the solution is divorce. I bet you that happens all the time. So we got to make sure we are trying to stay alert for when these. Remember, we talked about the symptoms that we see that may be attributed to midlife crisis. So one is, don't take it personal. So if you see them getting distant, getting quiet, or moving differently, you don't have to take it personal and create a whole different situation going on. Sometimes he's not pulling away from you; he's just pulling away from his own self. Okay, so it might not have nothing to do with you. It might just be him pulling away from himself. So he's trying to figure out who he is, what still matters, and what he's lost along the way. So he trying to figure out all of those things, try to get that in his mind, and to see what can he do based on all of those losses, or whatever he feels like he hasn't accomplished, how he can figure that out to make it work for his life now. So instead of assuming a rejection, try to look deeper, like, because it's kind of like often like his pain is going to be disguised in that. So it's going to be hard, because if somebody is acting like that, they're not communicating with you, then maybe if you see the symptoms of that, you can kind of like research some things, or what are some things that you can do at the time, and then just try to implement those things so that you will know exactly how to handle it. Okay. Let me see. Hey, Chris. So number 2 was, give them space, not silence. Like, you don't have to start giving them the silent treatment like, oh, you acting like that? Okay. You don't have to give them the silent treatment, but you can definitely give them their space and let them kind of like sort those things out, and then offer your conversation when they need that from you. You know what I'm saying? You can offer like a conversation about it, so let them know that you are a safe space, for them to like communicate with you about it. I hope everyone is having a good evening, Chris said. You catch the replays? Okay, okay. Okay, so giving him space to breathe, silent, because you just want him to have space to breathe, because you want to be careful with the silence, because silence builds walls. Okay, so you start doing the silence, that will cause a wall to build, but you can prevent that by just simply giving space, but you can still be present and communicating. Let me see. I need to hear this, Chris. Yes. Okay, so it's okay to say, I see you struggling. You can just say, I see you struggling, and I'm here when you're ready to talk. When you're ready to talk about it, I'm here. Okay, you can just let them know that you are noticing what's happening. It's not going unnoticed. You're not just looking over it. You're not being vengeful because of it. You don't try to think of ways to get back because he's doing it. All those kind of things. You don't have to fix it. Just be a safe place for him to land. That's it. That's all you have to do, is become that safe place for him to land. Darius said, "Where's the other dude at? Corey, where you at? His phone, he said, went out. I don't know if he came back. Corey, you still in here? Corey be listening sometimes. Corey, let me know if you're still in here. Where the other dude at? I feel like I'm spilling my heart out to a bunch of women. Darius, so first of all, Mark is usually here. Mark is gone to boot camp. He decided to go to the army. And so he won't be back probably for like another 2 or 3 weeks. And he's usually always here. So I literally have to look up for the man to be here. Like I have to look up. So now this is the first men's room that I did in a couple months. So I'm going to continue to be consistent. So hopefully you'll have 2 men in here next time. And then next time, 3 men in here. So we're going to keep working on it. You got to do like Corey did, because Corey used to be the only man in here for a while. So Corey stood strong and he's still standing. So that's what you got to do for us, Darius. Let me see. Chris said, hey, Darius. Darius said, I agree with space, but I want you around. Yes. See how Darius is saying, like, give me this space, but that don't mean I want you to start saying, oh, he want to act like that. I'm going out for the night. Well, I'm getting ready to make sure I can get out of your way. Let me leave and go, whatever. Like he said it. No, he's not saying that. Just give him the space and let him figure it out. But he still wants you there. How you doing, Chris? Darius said. So number 3 is encourage healing, not hiding. Okay. So you want to encourage them to like I said, figure out those things that you can help with, things that he can help himself with, not go into hiding. We just talked about that. Men are taught to push through their pain. So they already been taught that. So it's like push, push, push. But sometimes they need to work through the pain. Now they need to stay there in the pain for a second so they can figure it out and not always feel like they got to just fly through it. Okay. Let me see. Yo, what's good? Hi, Seven. Oh, it's a Salo Buster. Hey, Salo Buster, you came back. Thanks for coming in. So this is where gentle encouragement helps, like with therapy, prayer, healthy outlets, purpose-driven goals. When you see that they're in that situation, that's where you can give gentle encouragement. Like you can offer, like you think you might want to talk to somebody, like let's pray together. Or like giving them healthy outlets to you find something that is something. If he said that if it's something about his employment, like if you find out something that's in alignment with what he liked, you might be able to bring that to him and let him know what you heard about it, things like that. Remind them that change isn't weakness, it's evolution. So you can be there speaking those words unto him, let them know that it is not the end of stuff, it's evolution. Like we're about to blow up after this, you're about to get through this, and we're about to really be the bomb. So you got to encourage them in ways like that. Salo Buster, Kristen said, hey, I hope you are too, Chris said to Darius. Please make sure y'all hit the like button. Okay, number 4, you want to keep your own balance. Like while he's in a situation doing that, you want to make sure that you keep your own balance. You don't use yourself you don't lose your own self trying to save him. Like don't lose your own self trying to make sure you're there for him. You can give him those positive words of encouragement, be there when he needs it, but don't lose yourself trying to do that. Okay. So keep your peace, all of your routines that you normally have, and whatever joy you have in your relationship, just try to keep that intact and help him to work through what he's going through. Okay. So healing on both sides makes connection stronger. So if y'all can heal through that together and make the whole situation stronger for y'all. Okay, so let me see. So yes, the fact that yes, ladies, we know a little bit more if you didn't know already about midlife crisis, right? So it doesn't mean that your relationship is over. It could be the start of like a new chapter for both of y'all to like understand each other on a whole different level and have like grace for each other. Like it really could be something like so much deeper. Darius said, I want you in the house, just not around me all the time. I know it sounds selfish, but I think most men like that, have friends like yourself. Okay, yes. Okay, I get it, Darius. Okay, so it could be the start, like I said, of a new thing. So now for the men, it can be hard for y'all because society definitely has taught y'all that y'all have to keep pushing, keep providing, keep pretending like everything is okay. But it comes a time where you realize that success actually means nothing if you lost yourself in the process. Okay. So all that success that you try to put up a front for is not going to mean nothing if you lose yourself while you try to get through that process. So you have to make sure you put your mental first ahead of all that and not feel like you have to prove anything to anybody. But let me see. So the ladies, sometimes that man you love is not broken. He is just becoming. Just becoming. He's just becoming. He's shedding layers of old expectations, trying to figure out who he is beyond what he's been told to be. Okay, like he might spend a lot of the years trying to satisfy what he's been told to be and figure out that that's not going to work, that he needs to be who he needs to be for himself. And now he has to find out even who that is sometimes. So I'm so happy that everybody came in here, every man listening. I just know that y'all not lost, y'all not late, y'all are simply evolving. That's what's happening with y'all. And don't forget to run from the mirror that life is holding up to you. Don't run from that. Don't run from the mirror that life is holding up to you. Face it. You got to heal it. You got to rebuild it. Like you ain't got to run and go hide up in a corner. You can like literally deal with it and go through and know that it's a process and go through that healing journey. Get the information that you need. This chapter is not your downfall. It's actually your awakening. Okay. Let me see. Thank you, Chris, for those emojis. So yes, okay, if we covered everything. That was all that I had for the men's room. Thanks for Corey coming up. Darius, thanks for being up in this chat. If there's any men that catch this replay, please get in the comments. I would love to hear what y'all got to say. And I will see y'all next time. I'll probably see if y'all end up coming if I come late tonight. If I see y'all then, if not, I'll hopefully see y'all tomorrow, or I might see y'all in the comments on the replay. Okay, I'll see y'all later.